Hi everybody, welcome to another video of Game of Thrones Academy. How Itamar?
How?
Itamar. As usual, we're gonna look at A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones through the lens of real history and real politics to learn something new about the stories. Also stay tuned for our bold prediction later in this video. Today we're gonna talk about the 7 best decisions in A Song of Ice and Fire. We did earlier a video about the 9 worst decisions in A Song of Ice and Fire. And if you ask why 7 good decisions and 9 bad decisions, because it was really hard to find good decisions by decision makers in these stories. They make terrible decisions. When we analyze good decisions, we use the benefit of hindsight to see which decisions worked out.
Like
right?
they say, hindsight is always 20/20. Yeah. That's what they say. That's what they say.
Okay, very interesting. I never heard that before. Okay, so let's start off right away. Good decision number 7.
Well, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Littlefinger gets to become the Lord of Harrenhal. Why was that such a good decision on his part?
It gave him a title. It made him like a lord, big lord by name. So it upstarted him in the hierarchy of lords. And from a noble minor house to this Lord of Harrenhal.
That allowed him then to marry Lysa Tully and become the protector of the Vale or whatever. So that was like one of his best decisions. Okay, let's go to number 6.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Again, Littlefinger. Okay, that's a very good decision on his part to kill Jon Arryn and then frame the Lannisters. Okay, so we don't necessarily condone this decision. We don't look at it morally, but why was that such a good decision?
Making the houses fight between them and suspecting each other.
Right.
And then ignore his role in the scheme of things.
Right.
Fearless decision as well.
It's a
bold
gamble.
decision. Yeah. Like we call it chutzpah.
Chutzpah. Yeah.
Chutzpah, but
Chutzpah, not chutzpah. So if you want to move up the ladder, one of the better ways to do that is to get the people who are above you in the ladder to fight each other and
fall from grace. Yeah.
crash down. Okay, so let's go to good decision number 5.
And we are calling it iPhone.
Tywin, another good decision maker, he decides to appoint his son Tyrion to become Hand of the King. It's a very good decision.
Very good decision. It was unexpected, you can say,
Yeah.
from Tywin. He needed to hold back his detestment of his son in order to give him power and practically saving the city.
Because he saw that when Cersei was in power with Joffrey, then the result was the beheading of Ned and the start of the war.
And as well, he put Tyrion in the front. So every bad decision that Tyrion makes, it's because he's a dwarf and an imp. It doesn't resonate on me as Tywin, as the ruler, and as this most important character in the Lannisters.
And if you can only imagine how the city would have fared had Cersei been in power in the Battle of Blackwater. We can imagine. Total annihilation of the Lannisters for sure. Okay, so good decision number 4.
So I'm a totally normal guy. I'm the normal one, maybe, if you want this.
Tywin. Again? This guy.
Tywin and
Littlefinger. Let's see if that holds
up. It's weird
up.
that the best decisions are made by the worst people.
Well, the worst people, right. Okay, so
he with a capital H is trying to tell us something.
So decision number 4 was to marry Joffrey to Marjorie. Why was that such a good decision?
By marrying Joffrey to the Tyrells, he brought the Tyrells as allies.
Right.
And one of the major houses in Westeros. Richest houses in Westeros that at first put his money on the Baratheons.
Right.
And they took them from the Baratheons and brought them under the Lannister banner, supposed to have brought stability.
Right. But then
it went out of the
because
hand.
Then Tywin died. Spoiler alert.
It's a medieval world with no central power that has monopoly on the force. So you need to bring your enemies closer to you and give them some part of the power cake in order to,
Power pie, I think, no?
Cake, pie, I don't know. In order to, curb their ambition to replace you.
Okay, so now we're in the top 3 best decisions. That's an optimistic video here, right? Number 3.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
Is when Tywin decides not to fight the young wolf in the north, but rather go back south to save King's Landing just in the nick of time during the Battle of Blackwater. That's a very wise strategic move by a seasoned warrior.
Yeah, he could have fallen into a trap, this ego trap. This young wolf, he defeats me in battle, I will show him, I will go there. Like if it was Robert, let's say. He wouldn't let Robs enjoy all these victories on his expense.
Right.
He will go down to the valley and fight him one-to-one, and melee combat in order to prove who is the man. But Tywin is like, okay, let the young people play. I will not fall into your trap, but I will go and pick an easy battle.
And then deal with you in another date.
And behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, that was incredible. Okay, so now we're moving on from Tywin and Littlefinger to good decision number 2.
In September 1978, U.S. President Jimmy Carter invited Sadat and Begin to join him at Camp David, where they agreed on a framework for peace between Israel and Egypt.
That was a great decision. Stannis decides to go to the wall. That totally revived his claims and his chances.
Stannis the Menace. It's brought him from the brinks of destruction and laughingstock into the place of the true protector of the realm. So from a defeated position to acting as a true king. What the king's supposed to do is to protect the realm.
Yeah, like in the south they don't care about the others and White Walkers coming over. He is the one, he's the only...
Also in terms of his own perception of himself, it brought him, you have this expression from Aramaic, from Mibira Amikta Leigra Rama, and reverse, like from the lowest place, like from the lowest valley or from the lowest pit to the highest mountain.
Just like that.
Just like that. He filled him with vigor,
You could see that he was like before he was sick.
He was depressed, and now he has a man on a mission, and I can win this, I can win that.
And now he can take the north. Before that, he had no options. Even strategically, from a war perspective.
From a war perspective, he was in decline. And now he's like established himself as like the protector of the realm and the true protector of the north. And the immediate threats that the north
and
has.
Against the Boltons, everybody hates the Boltons. So, and also he got money from the Iron Bank because now he has something to show. And not just talk of being a king. Okay.
So nice one, Stannis.
And good luck in the Battle of Snow, whatever. How do they call it?
The Battle of Snow,
Battle of Snow, okay. So, now the number 1, the best decision in A Song of Ice and Fire is...
Retail sales of marijuana for recreational purposes got underway at newly licensed stores in Colorado.
Dany tricks the masters and gets the Unsullied. Why was that the best decision in the story?
It transformed her from a child that has 3 nice toys, but that is all the wars and dreams and toys and promises of inheritance. That is was very far from her current position, to this conqueror. To this conqueror with an army, with a trained army, a loyal army.
Ideology also.
An ideology that not only brought her an army, but an army that will fight for an idea, which is the idea of to release the slaves, and the idea of Daenerys as a mother, as a liberator, and she's not only can talk about it in her living room with a glass of wine, but
she walks the walk.
She walks the walk with an army, a strong army, and an idea that has a lot of power in this region.
And it was very, very smart the way she did it.
Mm-hmm.
Was very, very smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so good for her until now. Afterwards came a few bad decisions. You should definitely check out our video of the 9 worst decisions. So now let's get to our bold prediction. We decided to bet on one decision that has already been made, that we believe that will turn out to be a very, very good decision.
Mm-hmm.
And that decision is?
This decision has 2 fathers, I think, John and Stanis. The Stanis needs to get some credit.
Right.
And that's incorporating the wildlands and bring them
Into the fold.
Into the fold. Bring them south of the wall, give them lands or whatever.
And dignity also.
And created this so-called path to citizenship.
Yeah.
Path to citizenship.
Amnesty, maybe?
Amnesty, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe in the short term, in the short term,
Short term?
the short term, it will, spoiler alert, it maybe, made John like a traitor and
getting stabbed.
Getting stabbed. But in the long term,
Uh-huh.
bringing these wildlings into the Seven Kingdoms territory will make them a force against the true enemy, which are the others.
Right, right. And also make the realm better for most of the people living in it after the war.
After everyone dies, yeah.
So let's wrap this up. If you have other decisions that you can think of that are better than these, be sure to add them in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to get our next videos. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.